Yes, good morning, top of the sauce. Good morning, sauce, right? Let's see what I titled this one, man. Yesterday, I want to say, man, we always, one thing about the sauce, right? This is why we stand out because we are actually doing the job. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I posted something that was news, right? It was news. A statement was made by a legend, a icon, a real Hall of Fame trainer, Floyd Joy Sr. Floyd Mayweather Sr. made a statement in regards to Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. Now, me being who I am, the Source, Showtime, Shaw News Media, yes, I posted it. I reposted it, right? Creating a lot of controversy, right? But this is why I want to say this, right? This is how you know we live in such a fake, watered down world, right? People were upset and in their feelings that I posted actual news, right? That's why the Source is shining the way he does and I stand out because I do what actual media is supposed to do. See, too many of these platforms and these so-called media personality dudes want to be friends with fighters, want to have relationships with fighters. No, are you media or are you a groupie, a male groupie? That's what it boils down to. That's what it really boils down to. Are you reporting the news or are you trying to narrate the news? You understand? Rocking out yours truly, the Source, Showtime Sizzle, one of the purest rawest in the game. That is why we are separating and running laps around these so-called fuzzy Dunlap lanes. You know the vibes. But yes, like I said, man, I posted that because I have been in the company of Mayweather Sr. So when I seen that statement, I laughed because it was funny to me because I can really picture him saying that. I've been to Mayweather's gym around him on the couches and the stories he says. He's old school. See, a lot of these new school boxers and these people that cover boxing, you know what, like I just said, they want to be friends. They want to have relationships with these fighters. That's corny. And at the end of the day, if you're a real solid fighter, if you're a real solid person, and somebody's job, you're gonna respect that regardless. See, at the like you, everybody's not going to put you on a pedestal. All these guys, they are so used to being placed up on a pedestal. So when somebody doesn't place them on a pedestal, you are automatically assumed to be hating. You automatically assume to be jealous. You're mad. No, that is what his opinion is of you. And at the end of the day, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Yes, you're rocking out with yours truly, the Source. If nobody else is going to give it to you raw and uncut, I will give you that poulet. Yes. I want to touch on this too. A colleague of mine, shout out to YSM Sports Media, does phenomenal work. I want to touch on this, man, because like I said, I got over a decade in this game. Uh, Somewhat what people will say a big time platform, right? Stole his content. Now this is nothing new, man. It's been going on forever. when I was running around as the artist formerly known as Jack of Fitness, right? I really wasn't heavy into the YouTube game, but in the real game, like running down, getting interviews from fighters and doing stuff like that, being at these fights, covering these fights, I used to get fire interviews, drops, all that. Guys would steal my stuff all the time, because I really wasn't on YouTube like that, and I really wasn't, like I'm an everyday person in all actuality. I'm humble. I may know a lot of, big time people, but I still move like an everyday person because that's how I was groomed and raised, right? Never to look down on nobody, never to act like you are better than somebody, because in all actuality, everybody's title in life is important, whether you are the janitor or the CEO. Hopefully y'all caught that source. But getting back to what I was saying, these big time platforms, they steal content from the smaller guys. And I don't mean smaller guys in the sense of actual work and, what they do in the game. I mean smaller guys in the aspects of the game, how the game is looked upon as followers, subs, stuff like that. So here it is. I'm not going to mention the name, but they've been doing this forever, just like the rest of these guys. They took my boy's content because he's out there in the trenches. He be in the gyms. So, guys that's in the gyms, you are always going to get the gems, the real goods. And people don't understand that. Peace to the general right here, Starworth Boxing Academy, my cousin, world champion, Poison Junior Jones' stablemate, Brooklyn in the building. Shout out to PA now, man. If you are in the greater PA area and you are looking for some real work, and you are looking for some real teaching, you see what I said? Teaching, not training, because teachers teach. Shout out to my man, Starworth Boxing Academy. Tap in with him. And peace to YM Sports Media. See, I'm talking about my brother, man. Look how the stars are all lined up. But back to what I was saying about YM Sports Media, man. He's doing this thing, man. He has arguably some of the hottest interviews right now from the hottest guys in the game, the Ennis family. Shout out to Mr. Bozy Ennis, man, a.k.a. the Fountain of Youth, my God. I'm going to give him a call later on. But these old guys, man, big time platform, man, stole his stuff, man. Old Elvis Presley style. You know how Elvis Presley used to steal rock and roll from Little Richard and the Brothers on the Block? You know what I'm saying? Yo, basically what he just did, right? I'm going to sum it up for y'all so y'all can really catch it and understand it. With this old, I'm going to call them the Lost, the Voice. The Voice, the boxing voice, I say it. The boxing voice took his stuff, right? They are a big platform. They get all type of credentials. They get flown out to fights. They do all the big dog things. But why are you stealing Elvis? Elvis Presley style. They did the 5 Heartbeats. Remember when the 5 Heartbeats went to go get the record deal, right? They went to go get the record deal. And the A&R, the record execs came in. He said, "Oh, I love this song. I love this song." This is what the boxing voice did. He said, "Oh, man, YSM Sports Media, I love this interview. I love this interview. But it's just not right for you." So they tried to take his interview and put it out like it was their interview. But these guys been doing this forever. And that's what they did in the 5 Heartbeats movie. He said, I love this song. It's just not right for you. Bring out the Horsemen. The 5 Horsemen with the 5 Heartbeats. Basically what the voice, the boxing voice did, they took my man's work because he's getting the gems right now. He's in the trenches getting the gems. These guys get the handouts. You know what a handout is? Is when these media people, they plug you in. They tell the fighter that they have to do an interview with you. That's what these guys get. They get handouts, man. And it's been the game forever. That's why if you notice, like, the guys that really actually out there in the trenches, that's really on the front line, really getting the interviews from the fighters respect them a lot more. That's why people don't understand. They be like, damn, this dude Sauce, man. This dude Shalom, man. Yeah, who does he think he is? Why does he think he could talk like that and do this? Because I actually be in the trenches with the fighters. Like I said, I was raised around fighters. I know, like, come on, it's like a lot of you dudes aren't really boxing people, to be honest with you. You guys are failed musicians, fail actors, fail whatever, and they put you in position. They put you in position, and then you get upset when a real boxing person, like you see my daughters. Shout out to Coach Reen and CEO Nasaya. That was me. That was me, snotty nose, running around the gym, always in the gym, wanting to give the fighters water bottles and drinking the water, hitting the bags, playing around the gym. The gym used to be my, you know how the kids got daycares now. Well, the gym was my daycare. When my mom was working 12 and 16-hour shifts, she would drop me off at the gym with my uncles and my cousins. So that was my playgrounds. So that's why my terminology and my boxing IQ and intellect is on a different level. Because when other kids was playing on the actual playground, I was playing in the gym around world champion fighters and real world champion trainer teachers. So when you hear me get on Derrick James's bumper, because he's a fitness instructor, it is what it is, man. Because I know, I know, I know. At the end of the day, people be thinking certain guys, trainers, are the goods because they get awards. An award is what it is, an award. It holds no value. If you're not a real teacher, see, a teacher, it's the difference between being a trainer and a teacher, right? A trainer is going to train you. Understand this? Listen to this logic right here. I'm going to dumb it down so y'all can understand it. A trainer is going to train you, right? But a teacher is going to teach you. And when a teacher teaches you, if you are a real student and a observant student, what he teaches you, you can teach the next person. That's why it's called each one teach one. Hopefully y'all caught that sauce and it didn't go over your head. Ta-da, you know the vibes. And everybody knows I show love to everybody. That's why I felt the need to come on here and let that be known what this guy did to the honorable dude that's out there in the trenches. Yes.
My friends be like, how come you not famous yet? I be like, you didn't share my shit. How come you ain't shared it yet? That's what I don't understand.
Yes. So I got the phone call yesterday, right? When I posted that Deontay Wilder thing from, like I said, my guy posted. That's why I just posted that. I posted somebody else's stuff. That's what I do. If I see a post and it moves me, I share it. I don't care. I share it. You know what I'm saying? I share everybody's stuff. So when I seen that post from my man, and my man is from Ohio. Shout out to Cord, man. When I seen that post, it moved me. It made me laugh because I swear I caught a flashback of being in the gym around Floyd Sr. and my guy Muhammad, man. Yo, those dudes. This is I was doing media then, but I really wasn't on it like how I'm on it now. I should have recorded like the stories, and those guys are like walking icon. I said the word wrong. I'm caught up in traffic, but those dudes are like walking encyclopedias, man. The knowledge and the stories of boxing that they have is like, oh man, it's just like I love to sit around them and just be a sponge. So we was in there, the stories they was telling, right? So when I seen that, I just immediately remember just being in the Mayweather gym on the couches, sitting around them, just laughing, hearing the stories. And if you've ever been in the company of Floyd Joy Sr., Mr. Mayweather, you know that's him, man. That's him. He's your uncle. He's your old school uncle that doesn't give a fuck. He's gonna tell you the real. He's not gonna sugarcoat it. If you look like shit, he's gonna tell you look like shit. He's gonna tell you to go home, pack it in, come back tomorrow, man. It's not your day today. And that's just him. And that's what boxing is missing. And I'm gonna post something again today. Mark Breland, right? Shout out to Mark Breland. Mark Breland basically informed the world of a certain situation. But being that it was Mark Breland, he's not the popular pick. Everybody went against him. But Mark Breland did an interview, I believe, over there in London, in the UK somewhere. And he said how Deontay Wilder is untrainable. He said that how he is surrounded by a whole bunch of yes men. He stated how they would be sitting in the gym for hours and he would arrive and they would inform them he's not having a good day to, basically leave him alone, let him do what he wants to do. That's not the formula. You feel me? That's not the formula. And I'm gonna really address it and break it down. You know why that's not the formula? Because when you move like that and you don't listen to your team, you don't listen to your coaches who are there to navigate the ship. You are the ship. But when you want to be the captain of the ship and you want to be the ship, you're gonna end up on your shield. You're gonna end up on your shield. And your performances, when you get in there against a dog, a polar bear, like I like to call Tyson Fury, you're gonna get beat up. And that's what we've seen happen. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Yes, 3 times. 3 times. What they say, what's that saying? Third time the charm. And damn sure was the charm. He was asleep. He was asleep. And the fans, all his cult following, that's what y'all wanted, man. That's what y'all wanted. And Chris Tucker's voice, this is what you want. That's what he wanted, man. That's what he wanted. Now I just pray for that brother that he is okay. Because like I said, I was raised around warriors. You can't take an ass whooping like that, man. Especially with 10-ounce gloves, man. No headgear. He's coming off of his head was dented the last time. I guess his eardrum got shattered again, got ruptured again. So it's like, dude, man, 40 something fights in. It's not good, man. I just pray that he's the same. And the other gentleman, showbiz, the dope, and a valid point. But a lot of y'all ain't gonna take it in. But I shared his source too, because what he said is absolutely true. When you get hit like that and beat down like that, now the next fighter he might fight might not be a puncher, big heavy puncher like Tyson Fury, but Deontay is damaged, man. He's damaged. It's like this. You ever buy a car and you get the Carfax report on it? The car looks good, but when you get the Carfax report, you see it was in an accident. But it looks brand new because they took it to the auto body spot, they got it fixed, but it was still damaged. Understand what I'm saying? It was still damaged. The wheel axle had to be done over. The front end had to be done over. It was damaged. So now it looks good on the outside. It looks good, but it doesn't drive the same. And that's the same with a fighter. Shout out to my man, Nightmare. I was talking about him earlier. Nightmare did a video. I reposted it. He basically broke it down. Like on the outside, muscles, big. He's built like an Adonis goddess. He looks good on the outside. You look at Tyson Fury, he's sloppy. He comes off as some would say like he's all over. He how they try to build the fight up. That he had nervous energy. He he's erratic. Okay. Come fight night, he had a higher, superior skill set, and it showed. It showed. And as the fight went on longer and longer, the skill separations. You hear what I just said? I made that word up right now. The skill separations started to show because Deontay Wilder is a one-trick pony. He relies on that right hand. YSM Sports Media did an interview with my guy, Bozy Ennis, man. And if my guy Rob the reporter was on here, he could tell you this too. I told him, man, because like I said, man, I've been around this so long, my whole life. I told him. I said, yes, all that stuff that he did with Malik Scott, man, that looked good. I said, but as soon as the heat gets turned up and it gets real in there, he is going to go back to what he knows, man. You don't just automatically, right, after one training camp, pick up the things that you are doing in that training camp. And I say that to say this because if you really know boxing, right? If I ride my bike home a certain way every day, 40 times, and then I ride my bike home a different way one time, right? That somebody else showed me. So now I'm taking that same route. But all of a sudden, I see a roadblock pop out. What am I going to do? Am I going to go that way because I just learned that way? Or I'm going to go the way that I know? Y'all catching this thoughts how I'm breaking it down? Basically, that's what Deontay Wilder did. It got real. That roadblock came in with Tyson Fury. He went back to what he knows best. And it showed, man. Because that fourth round, you guys are making all these excuses for him. If he would have did those combinations that he was doing with yes, if he would have did those combinations that he was doing in those videos with Malik Scott in that fourth round, he would have got him up out of there, man. But after he dropped him the first time, he went back to what he knows best. He went back down that same road that he'd been traveling down for the 40 fights. So he didn't stop him. But he had the opportunity too. But like I always like to say over here, hey, what do I know? What do I know? What do I know? What do I know? You know? What do I know? Shout out to the guys, man. I see Mr. Starworth, man. It's up, man. The general, man. The general. The general, man. But yes, Jihad Tucker, October 30th, I am eager to see Jihad. We have been working. I'm not going to let the cat out the bag, but he got some new tricks. He got some new tools that we are going to pull out of the tool shed. Yes, we're going to pull some new tools out the tool shed. And the good thing about Jihad Tucker is, man, he is 18 years old, man. He is 18 years old, man. Sky is the limit. As long as he stays down, stays humble, listens to his dad, listens to his team, continues to get that top-notch work. Because that's another thing I want to say to you guys. But I'm going to say this again. Hey, what do I know? But in order to be an elite fighter, you have to swim in the ocean. Now you're saying, Dan, what do you mean by swim in the ocean? You can't just be the big fish in the pond. You have to go and get in that ocean because there are fighters all around. There are fighters in gyms that are very, very skilled fighters. It's just a game of management, a game of opportunity. See, some of these guys in these gyms, right? They are world champion type fighters, but sometimes they just lack the opportunity. They lack the team, the management to really put them in position. But that does not make them less of a fighter. So I say that to say this. When you are trying to be elite, you have to go to these spots. You see the movie Rocky try to pretty much display this when they had remember when Rocky fell off and then he went back to the trenches. He had to get the eye of the tiger. He went into that gym. It was a gritty, gritty gym. And when he came in there, he was the world champion that had just got knocked out. But all those guys was looking at him with that hunger in their eyes because he was a piece of meat. He was a piece of meat, man. That's the type of gyms you got to go to, man. If you want that real quality work, you got to go to the dungeons, to the trenches. Because a lot of guys that you see fight on TV, this is no knock on them. They are really not the goods. They get beat up from those guys that I was just explaining to you about. Those guys that are in the trenches, in the gyms, man. We're going to close on that, man. Hopefully y'all caught that sauce, man. Like I said, man, everybody be great, man. It's Thursday. Never put a limitation on what you can do and what you can accomplish. Always remember, sky is the limit. And you are the keeper of you. You are the keeper of you. And once you fall into what somebody else deems you are already losing the battle. Hopefully you caught that sauce. The opportunity is there. Go take it and go get it. You know the vibes. I holla.